Hernandez, Aaron Hernandez,
he's dead, isn't
choking himself to
Yes.
death in his cell, and so he's still dead. By the way, if you needed, if you wanted
Thank you.
an update,
An update from Fred Dreyer.
I'm here to serve, and he's done. He's dead, and
Yes.
it's too bad that he couldn't have made that decision a split second before he murdered that other fellow.
Yeah, that was a tragic whole situation there.
But I mean, here we are talking about sports, and it's wonderful. But there's also some very ugly things about human condition that involve sports as well. And speaking of Hernandez, Felix Hernandez has a swollen, inflamed shoulder, and he's now on the DL.
You like the DL reports. That's the thing you read the most. Is as soon as somebody goes on the DL, you're on it.
I just love it because as I never like mentioning myself. I watch Dodger Report and I watch all the reports for the Angels.
You watch all the stuff. Every team. You watch their report.
I watch the reports and I see how people choose to talk to the fan base and talk to people in general.
Yes.
And I'm generally not pleased with the way people talk because they always now refer to themselves. Color commentators, ex-players such as myself. I hesitate terribly to talk about myself. When I played, you should have. I don't like doing that because when I have an opinion, it's a given. It's based on my personal experience.
Yeah, your experience.
So you don't have to ring the bell like some of these baseball player, ex-player guys do.
When I was playing,
over the weekend they did it. They did it like 4 straight times.
What were you watching? What game were you watching?
Well, I was watching the Giants and the Dodgers.
Yeah, so you're watching and so you're talking about the announcers. I'm pretty bored with those announcers now. Vince Scully was getting old, but I really miss him because I can doze off during the game. I don't know why
it's not so much Vinny being gone as it is these people being there.
Right, and they all talk in just bursts of language, like, and now here's the pitch.
And they get excited, and it's 175,000 games left to go. Let's not get excited, and then take your time and explain your opinion and your observation, and please leave yourself out of it. But that's my complaint.
Just my question is, what's the Giants' magic number? Do you know what that is right now?
Well, they're in last place, and they're 20 games into the season, so I'm pulling for them.
I'm too. It's like I just wanted, and the Angels.
Remember what we talked about. We talked about that the Arizona Diamondbacks would win it.
It's looking pretty good. You're right on.
This is Pete's yard, and Pete's happy that winter's finally over. Still, winter's damage is done and has left Pete's yard withered and weak. But Pete knows all he needs is Scott's Turf Builder Lawn Food. It greens and thickens lawns to help crowd out weeds. Guaranteed. Just 2 simple feedings, one now and one later this spring. So Pete can easily take his grass from hungry to healthy. This is a Scott's Yard. Pick up Scott's Turf Builder Lawn Food today.
For life's aches and pains, choose Blue Emu Continuous Pain Relief Spray. It works fast, and it's easy to use. Designed to work odor-free in all those remote areas. It works here. It's odor-free here. It works here. Blue Emu Continuous Pain Relief Spray. Fast-acting, easy-to-use, odor-free pain relief for all those remote areas. Available at Walmart, Walgreens, CVS, and other fine retailers.
We're back in the lounge. We being yours truly, Michael Horn, the one and only Mr. Fred Dreyer.
As I was saying at the break, I just I had to rush myself to get in. Arizona and Colorado, if their pitching holds up, one of those two teams are going to win the West, and the other one could possibly be the wild card.
Yeah,
but I question their pitching. That's the only thing.
DL.
That's the other. Listen, I'm that buffet line gets longer and longer. The potato salad is getting warmer and warmer. You got to keep that in the refrigerator.
And here's the opinion, first opinion of the day from Fred Dreyer. Mike Trout, you would say arguably one of the great modern day players of our game, right? I mean, this guy's pretty incredible. He has done just about it all, and he has done just so well. He's 25 years old. He owns 307 batting, 406, 561 career slash line. He's got 174 home runs, a 967 OPS that already ranks him 14th on the all-time list. He's 14th already on the all-time list. But here's one thing that he hasn't been strong in, and that is extra innings. And the other night he did a 10th inning home run to tie the game against Oakland when the Angels were playing, and the Angels went on to win. But he hasn't been doing really well in extra innings. He's only batting .250 in extra inning games.
Trade him.
That was your first comment?
You're
going to trade Mike Trout because he can't get a hit in extra innings?
Yeah, the Angels need about 5 mediocre guys.
And then what?
And then you get rid of the big future Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
You get rid of that salary, and then you blend right into like about a 84 win season.
Why do teams do that? Why do teams? I mean, been as a fan all my life. You get a team going, they trade the best player, gets bumped and traded away, and pretty soon you're stuck with a bunch of junk on the team.
That's
and
basically the philosophy. Get rid of the high number guy, the guy that everybody loves and wants, and actually pays season tickets to come see. Get rid of him and bring in 3 or 4 mediocre guys and tell people we're rebuilding.
Now, I don't want to disprove what you said here at the beginning of the show, but based on your experience,
yes,
did that ever happen to you? Like when you were on the Giants, you got off that team because you knew the team was going nowhere. Did they trade people away or allow people to leave on the Giants?
I could fill the airwaves with Giant stories.
So give us one.
Oh, God.
Come on, just one. I want to know what it's like to feel like when you're playing there and you see
Wellington Mara,
okay,
owner of the Giants,
yes,
asked Bob Lurtsema, defensive end, in 1971,
right,
to do a survey with the team to find out if he, Wellington Mara, had credibility with the team.
The owner asked the player to see if he had credibility. Okay.
Yeah, he says, I want you to go out and find out if what the team thinks of me.
Yeah.
Okay. So he says, well, okay, I'll do that, Wellington. So Bob, during practice and before practice and before meetings and during meetings, got his notepad out and went player to player.
That's good.
He's very thorough.
That's good.
And asked, what do you think of Well? Does he have credibility with you? He asked that question in that way for 50-some plus players.
Right.
Injured players, present-day players, starters, backups, taxi squad
you were
players.
included in that,
I was
right?
included in that. And so the consensus came in that the team overwhelmingly did not find credibility with the owner.
Yeah.
And when reported by Bob Lurtsema, was summarily fired.
And what was the owner's name?
Wellington Mara.
So apparently the players had a beef Wellington Mara.
That's right.
A beef with
Had a
Wellington.
big beef with Wellington.
Mara.
And by the way,
what did you say? Did you have a problem
No,
with
I said I love Wellington. He's a very nice
You were
man.
smart.
Well,
you knew
but,
the politics.
But it's true.
Yeah,
I mean,
you did.
That was my last year there.
Okay.
Here we go. Talking about my exploits. But you asked me, so
I know, that's
so
what
I'm
I'm
answering. I'm actually answering your
Because
question.
we haven't played. We listeners have not played, and
No,
so I'm
I
curious.
understand that, but we don't want to dine out on it. But the point is,
I'm willing to dine on anywhere.
well, are you going to
You
are
buy,
you going to dinner
You
tonight?
buying? Just let me know. I'll be there.
All right, I'm there. Okay, so here's the deal.
Yes.
The owners now got rid of Bob Lurtsema, and then he got rid of a couple other guys.
I love that name, Bob
and
Lurtsema.
all of the guys. He went to Minnesota. Minnesota picked him up, and he went to a couple of Super Bowls. They lost him, but he went to a couple
Was
of
he
Super
good?
Bowls.
Was he a good player,
And
Bob?
he was a good player, but he became bench warmer Bob in Minnesota. To this very day, he's bench warmer Bob.
Well, he used to be Bob Lurtsema.
No,
That's what I would think. Lurtsema. And there were guys injured. Go, oh boy, Lurtsema hurts me.
Yeah, that's fine, but that doesn't photograph, as they say.
Okay.
So here's the deal.
Yeah.
So that philosophy of asking, what do you think of me? Well, don't ask me. It's. I don't want to have to answer that question. No, I demand you answer the question. Do you like me? All right. No, I don't. You're fired. So that was the Giants in 1971. So that was my last year there, and I left, and I was all the more better for it.
Was Wellington the guy that, after you played out your option, was the guy that traded you, even though he couldn't do that, to the New England?
Well, they traded me draft day to New England.
Yeah.
And then the New England called me and said, Fred Dreyer, this is Johnny Mazer, head coach of the New England Patriots.
Did he talk like that?
Yeah, that's what he did.
He was on a speakerphone in the locker room with all the press there.
He was in the speakerphone in the locker room, in the press room.
With all the press.
At Schaefer Stadium.
Calling you at home in Long Beach.
Calling me out of the blue. It's 6:30 in the morning. My mom said, there's a man on the phone. I said, oh, yeah, who is it? He said, just a second. He says, who's speaking? A Mr. Upton Bell from the New England Patriots. I said, oh, Upton Bell from the general manager. So I get on the phone. He says, Fred, we just traded for you.
This is Upton talking.
I said, oh, yeah, okay, fine.
That's
you traded
Fred.
for him. I said, well, all right. Yeah. I said, so they ushered me onto the phone with Johnny Mazer, the head coach. Fred, we're so pleased to have you. So he went through that big thing, and I said, yeah. And then he says, Fred, just a second. And then you could hear in the background, are you guys ready? Are you guys ready? Yeah, we're ready. Put them on. Fred, we're going to put you on speakerphone. I said, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't put me on speakerphone. No, put on. Hello, Fred. This is Johnny Mazer, along with the entire organization of the New England Patriots, and we've just traded for you. And I just said, stop. I'm not showing up. I'm not showing up. Silence.
All the press are there.
In the background.
On the speakerphone.
In the background,
What'd you hear?
you heard, he's not showing up.
You're not showing up.
Write that down. Write that down. So they pulled me off a speakerphone, and I said, you should have contacted my attorney before you made this blunder. And he says, well. So anyway, that was in January.
Great day.
4 months later, on May 1st, New England Patriots traded me to the LA Rams.
Well, you must have been the lead story on the sportscast.
Oh, it was ridiculous.
In New England.
It was ridiculous.
When was this? It was
me.
in December?
This was in January.
Freezing cold.
January 20th, actually.
The Pepperidge Farm guy, couldn't even get his truck out of the driveway.
No, it was frozen solid back there at that time. I said, what's the
Farm.
weather like? It's 19 below, Fred, but we have a coat for you. I said, I'll pass.
All right, great memory stories here.
Yeah.
Classic
For what they're
career
worth.
highlights of Fred Dreyer. I'm glad you could join us here on the Sports Lounge.
Thank you.
Experience a luxury boutique hotel escape in the heart of Laguna Beach, California, with the finest art gallery, shopping, dining, and nightlife just steps from your door. The heart of Laguna Beach, the edge of the sea. It's the Inn at Laguna Beach. Enjoy our comfortable rooms, blending the style of a timeless beach bungalow with the modern comforts of today. 70 newly appointed guest rooms and suites await you at the Inn at Laguna Beach. Then, relax at the rooftop bar, where you'll indulge in breathtaking views of the ocean. For dining, you'll find libations and local cuisine on the California coastline, including dining at the legendary Las Brisas, a Southern California landmark. The Inn at Laguna Beach, footsteps from Rome to village to sea, located in the heart of Laguna Beach. The Inn is within walking distance of all that Laguna Beach has to offer. No car required. The Inn at Laguna Beach, 211 North Coast Highway in Laguna Beach, California. Call 800-544-4479 or visit inatlagunabeach.com.
The smartest way for you to get the lowest prices on your plane tickets, domestic or international, is to call SmartFares first or last, but you've got to call us before you book your plane tickets. Fly anywhere in the world, fly anywhere in the U.S., and SmartFares can save you up to 75% on your plane tickets. We have the lowest airline ticket prices on over 500 airlines, and you've got a great 12-hour free cancellation window. Plus, with our live agent help, you can always get fast help and fast answers. So on your next trip, maybe today, maybe tomorrow, how about right now? Pick up your phone and call SmartFares, plus save up to 75% on your plane reservation. So call right now. 800-915-2644, 800-915-2644, 800-915-2644. 800-915-2644.
You're experiencing pain, back pain, shoulder, elbow, or hand pain from a sports injury. If so, schedule a visit with Dr. Michael Sheps, the leading expert in laser therapy for pain management. Call 310-873-4422 or go to drsheps.com. Experience Epic T, the breakthrough laser therapy system that Dr. Sheps developed to make you pain-free in less time. Laser therapy is a non-invasive, safe, and effective in-office procedure that penetrates deep into your skin without damaging the tissue. It perfectly targets areas of pain to promote fast, natural healing. Relax your muscles, ease muscle spasms, joint stiffness, and arthritis pain while increasing blood circulation. For over 25 years, Dr. Sheps has helped Olympic athletes and sports enthusiasts alike get back in the game. Schedule your visit with Dr. Sheps at his Brentwood office in California. Call 310-873-4422 or visit drsheps.com. That's DRSHEPS.com. 310-873-4422.
Welcome back here to the Sports Lounge. Michael Horn and Fred Dreyer. That Fred Dreyer, the all-pro defensive end, the sultan of safeties, 2 safeties in one game in the same period. Quarter. Forgot about that. That's why I never was very good at football. I used to come up with 3 periods. And somehow I left and everybody was still in the stadium. I don't know. Here is the star of our program, the iconic actor, the one and only Mr. Fred Dreyer. So, Fred, baseball players are making comments here already early on in the season. And here's the deal. The players, they say they don't, I repeat, do not want harsher penalties for throwing at hitters. Because there's talk of Major League Baseball, the politics of the game. This is what you're talking about.
That's right.
They want to have more punishment. They don't want retaliation,
Bigger
on
government,
hitting things,
bigger
and all
government.
this kind of stuff.
Regulations.
And so the players are saying, "Hey, just leave it alone. It is what it is."
Well, they've destroyed this. One of the major steps of destroying the
What is
sport
it?
is instant replay.
Yeah, and also that intentional walk with the guy standing up there. I watch him bat, and there's a guy ready to bat, and he's going like, I said, what? He's and apparently they've said they're walking you. So he has to just go to first base.
Send him
throw the ball 4 times at him. Come on.
Send a text.
Here's the deal. Those guys used to throw away pitches on intentional walks, and that was a great moment in the game.
Yeah,
but they're taking it all.
Well, it's government baseball,
Yeah.
government football,
It's
whatever
dumb.
sport it is. It's all government regulations now, and look. I miss Tommy Lasorda waddling out as best as he could, waddling out to second base to protest a guy being thrown out trying to steal second.
Yeah.
And that, to me, was one of the great things. The rhubarb was one of the great things of
Me too.
American sport.
Not anymore.
No, they
you don't
killed
have any
that.
more. They killed the whole thing.
No,
They're
killed
killing the game, and that's why it's more boring now than it's ever been.
I heard a guy for the first time say there was a show on ESPN, which we'll get into later. ESPN's falling apart, but there's a show. There was a show about the draft.
Yeah.
NFL draft coming up here this week sometime. Thursday, I believe it is. Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. Anyway, so there was a show on there, and this guy says we're talking about quarterbacks and receivers,
Right.
back and forth about what team should do this, what team should do that, where's the biggest supply of talent in the draft. Don't you go after the best player available instead of going after a specific need if it's not there, that type of thing. You know?
Right.
So here it is. The guy says, look, NFL has been relegated to a 7-on-7 drill.
What do you mean?
The 7-on-7.
7-on-7.
That which means you have 4 defensive backs, 3 linebackers on defense, and you've got a quarterback, running back, and wide receivers 7-on-7 in the passing drill. And the quarterback is in a shotgun. They don't have linemen.
Right.
It's both teams except for the linemen, offense and defensive linemen. And the drill is to run pass patterns against certain defenses and to see how sound your thinking is. It's all a part of the practice parlay of getting of tuning your offense or your defense at the same time. You're playing against one another.
Right.
Understand? So, and that's what major football is today. That's what the pro football has been relegated to, is just 7-on-7. The emphasis on running backs, as we've mentioned before, has been diminished. You get a good one, a great one, Adrian Peterson, those types of people who can run hard and dominate the line of scrimmage, that's one thing. But the league has gone to quarterbacks in the shotgun, throwing quick outs down the field. It's a 7-on-7 drill. And so that to me is not fun. That to me is more along, and I always said this, I've said this for the last several years we've been doing the show, is that the NFL has now relegated itself to the cause and effect of why you have board games. Why do you have video games?
It's almost like a video game. They're playing the game like a video game.
It is a video game.
Yeah.
And that's the reason for the NFL to survive and to exist, is so they'll sell more video games.
Yeah. So they can have Madden.
They've got these games that are, people are just buying these damn things off the shelf like you can't believe.
Right.
And people would rather play the games and go to the games.
You're right, Fred Dreyer. You can follow Fred on Twitter, Fred_Dreyer. That's his Twitter handle. Facebook.com/The Real Fred Dreyer. Email him, because we do have emails. We'll get to some here on the show today.
Give me an email here, folks.
Yeah, his email address is Fred Dreyer, F-R-E-D. There's your Fred. Put the last name in there, D-R-Y-E-R. Put them together, your Fred Dreyer at CRN. The Competition Radio Network, crntalk.com. That'll get it to Fred, and then he'll read it on the air, and everybody will be happy. Michael Horn and Fred Dreyer for you for Solar Optimum. We come and broadcast from the Solar Optimum studios, 818-745-1489. This is a big deal. You can save energy if you put solar power on your house. Am I right, Fred Dreyer?
Well, listen, if you're tired of those offensive power bills, which I know I am, I had a bill the other day for $683. That's just completely outrageous. Anything over $150, you got to get Solar Optimum.
And they now have this Tesla battery that not only is there for you in a power outage, like an earthquake, or the wind blows out the power, or something hits and the power line goes out or whatever, but it's there for you in the evening to trickle in more power in your house so you can save even more money. You can go and find out more information and get that Tesla battery in your home. Am I right?
Yes, you can. And all you got to do is call 818-745-1489.
Don't be left out in the cold and the dark. Save your family. Get light in there. 818-745-1489. Solar power and the Tesla backup battery. 818-745-1489.
Credit cards are sure fun to use, perhaps a little addicting, and they kind of make you feel rich. Well, if you're like most Americans, you've got over 5 maxed out credit cards in your pocket right now, and you can barely make the minimum payments, right? I'd like to personally recommend a company called DebtHelper.com. DebtHelper.com is a licensed and insured nonprofit debt management agency. They can help cut your interest rates by as much as 50% and lower your monthly payments, saving you thousands of dollars in finance charges on your credit card bills. DebtHelper.com does not lend money. Debt Helper's program could have you paying off your credit card debt in full in a 3 to 5 year period. Call DebtHelper.com right now for your free confidential consultation today. 866-706-3328. 866-706-3328. 866-706-3328. Credit card management services Inc. DBA DebtHelper.com. 3225 North Congress Avenue, number 201, West Palm Beach, Florida, 33401. Down payment of debt may be creditors to increase finance and other charges or undertake collection activity, including litigation.
Hey there! Did you know that with a bachelor's degree, on average, you could make almost twice as much over a lifetime than a person with just a high school diploma? It's true. According to the 2012 U.S. Census Bureau, college grads with a bachelor's degree make almost twice as much as high school grads. Now, going back to school is easier than ever at Independence University. Log on and complete coursework from the park, or the beach, or even your couch watching the kids. And Independence University gives you the tools, a free tablet and laptop for undergraduate undergrad students to use and keep when they graduate. That's right. Get a laptop so you can go to college from anywhere. Take the first step to a new career in business, information technology, healthcare, or graphic arts. Call to find the online degree program that's right for you, and you could be on your way to increasing your earning potential.
800-989-1361. 800-989-1361. That's 800-989-1361.
Trying to sell your old car? Instead, donate your vehicle to Heritage for the Blind. Pickup is free, and your donation is tax deductible. Just call 1-800-785-9618. Heritage for the Blind accepts cars, vans, trucks, and boats, whether they run or not. Call right now and receive a free 3-day vacation voucher to over 50 locations. Call 1-800-785-9618. Donate your car today. That's 1-800-785-9618.
Any Napa guy knows, and science proves, the best minivan is the one you've already got. Part kid transporter, part drywall mover. Who cares if the faux wood grain is a little faded? That was a platinum package option in 1987. With over 400,000 parts and a little Napa know-how, you can keep anything on the road. Because it's not old, it's vintage. That's Napa know-how.
We're back in the Sports Lounge. Michael Horn, Fred Dreyer. Glad to be with you wherever you may be. You know, I don't know if you saw this or not, Fred, but baseball action the other night, I believe the Cardinals were playing Toronto. And, they got all these new rules. We were talking about this where, the players are saying, no new rules. Well, go ahead and it's okay if the pitchers throw at us. We don't want to have you throw at it, but don't go starting to regulate this. They've regulated the intentional walk. They just go, I'm not going to pitch to him. And the guy walks to first base if he's smart enough to know that's what the ruling is. Even the umpires probably aren't clear. And then on top of that, they've had this rule now where, you can't slide into the base because you might hurt a guy, and then you can't dive into home plate. And so the other night in the game, Cardinals are playing the Cardinals. What's that?
You can't block home plate.
You can't block it. Yeah, the catcher cannot block it. So apparently, Yadier Molina on the Cardinals sitting there waiting for the throw to come into the plate, and the runner's coming down, the Toronto runner, and instead of seeing the Yadier sitting there, he decides if the ball is low, he's going to dive over him. So he dives over the top of the Cardinal catcher, Yadier Molina, and touches home plate and scores. Now, tell me you can't get injured with a stupid play like that. They might as well just have the guy block the plate and smack into him, don't you think?
Yes. Well, all of these rules, they're interfering with these rules because the Rules Committee, which are a handful of owners, must...
The liberal owners.
They must feel empowered.
Yes.
They are throwing a tantrum in their winter meetings. I want to be on the Rules Committee. I've got an idea. We lost a game. That was the whole thing in the NFL. We've got to put AstroTurf in because Cleveland. If the field would have been great, we would have beat Denver in that playoff game. We'd been in the Super Bowl, not Denver. We would have won the damn thing. So all of these dopes, make all of these wholesale decisions that don't work. They're meddlesome, and they're just they're nerve innervating. All of these people, and so what's your the wind up on all this is it's government football. There's regulations. They've made this rule in baseball where they are going to put the guy on base without pitching him the balls. I've timed that before.
Yeah, time that. What do you think?
Yeah, I've timed that. And that's about 38 seconds, 40 seconds that you're saving.
Right.
And that's the wrong reason to instill that rule. You should never instill the rule for to begin with, but to say you're doing it to conserve time is so insulting to people.
Yeah, because they're backing off the rubber. They're taking the time. They're wasting that 40 seconds somewhere else. And you could have a guy throw a wild pitch.
And they have Bad Brain Baez, for the Dodgers relief pitcher, and he comes on. He says, he's really worked on. This is really funny. He's really worked on pitching faster. he's pitching faster now, so he's to be admired, because now he has given in to the rule committee by saying, you guys, you got to pick it up a little bit and pitch faster. So the team, they called him in and they worked with him to pitch faster.
What do you think is something new? You're a big fan of all the activities that go out in the stands, the kiss cam, the proposal cam, the eat the hot dog cam.
Oh, it's a game show.
What if we had like the dozing cam, and they were able to get people that have dozed off during the game? Whether this guy's really
like the
smart.
Tommy cam.
Yeah, like a guy.
We'll call it the Tommy cam.
Yeah, the guy sitting back.
His tongue hanging out.
Exactly.
And his wife sitting next to him, gurgling
they could play
popcorn.
The lullaby and good night. They could play that.
Yeah, they could play all that. Yeah.
Very calmly.
Yeah, how about just leaving us alone?
Now, some more news in the world of baseball. Major League Baseball, the commissioner, Rob Manfred, he is very proud of the work being done to try to eliminate players' use of performance-enhancing drugs. But there's been a big wave of recent suspensions that proves some are still trying to cheat the system. So he said, here's his quote, "I do not see it as a program failure that we have positive tests." He says, "I doubt we will ever get to the point where any sport can say with 100% certainty no athlete is using a performance-enhancing drug." What do you think?
This is like the EPA saying we're going to clean up California's air.
Yeah.
Our goal is 0 particles.
Yes.
0. Well, that is impossible to set standards of 0 particles.
Of course.
That's impossible to do. So what happens is the bureaucracy now, from the time it goes to the car manufacturers, the taxing, the over-engineering, all this stuff that we have to satisfy the politic, and that's what they're doing. That's what they do when they make all these rules and regulations.
It's tough,
and it's
you have to do blood tests like every game if you had to check that out.
First of all, who cares?
Yeah, I don't.
If I was to say, something, everything is going along pretty well, I don't see any reason to bring everybody together and say we're now going to have an investigation of everyone here, and we're now going to dig into finding if there's dope in the Major League Baseball. And here's the deal: once you now institutionalize it and go looking for it, you better find it.
Yeah, you better find it, and that means you got to do blood testing every game.
It's destroying everything about the grand old game.
One poor player I saw was like had so many blood tests, he coughed and started bleeding right on the spot.
Yes, of course.
Shook up his whole body over. Did they do anything like that when you played? Did they have
what?
Did they test you for any kind of?
No.
No, really?
No, they look at you. You could tell the guys who went outside behind the dormitory to smoke pot in training camp.
Yeah.
And they came back into the meeting because the meetings were so boring, and you could tell it. They 4 or 5 guys would walk in. All the brothers would walk in loaded and just blasted out of their minds. And the coach goes, "Come on in, guys, have a seat. We got to get our playbooks. Let's get into those playbooks. When you guys get rid of this, let's get into those playbooks so we can really have a solid practice
session." Give us
session.
your thoughts. Follow Fred on Twitter, Fred_Dryer. You can follow him on Facebook.com/The Real Fred Dryer. Get the information out. That'll be good. So the guys would come back in and they were just gone, right? That would be the deal, huh? And you can also follow Fred by sending him an email at freddryer@crntalk.com. Fred Dryer at crntalk.com, and we'll get the word out to it. It is the Sports Lounge, coming to you every week at this time. Don't forget to tune in, check us out. Let us know some thoughts you want to talk. When we come back, we'll see if there's any football, basketball, hockey news. Playoffs going on for hockey. Basketball playoffs going on. Baseball season in full swing. And the off season has officially come to football. And, of course, there could be some soccer news. So stay with us right here on CRN, the Competition Radio Network.
Did you know that 34% of Americans didn't use any of their vacation days last year? That is crazy. Hi, I'm Jen O'Neill.
And I'm Jeff Manheimer.
And we're the founders of Tripping.com, the world's largest site for vacation rentals.
On Tripping.com, we bring together 10 million properties from the world's most trusted sites, making it easy to compare places, compare prices, and find the perfect vacation rental.
So check out Tripping.com today and take those hard-earned vacation days.
That's TRIPPING.com.
To find the perfect place to stay, go to Tripping.com today.
I'm KFC's Extra Crispy Colonel, and you're the extra busy regular person who has to make dinner for a family of 4. But you can shirk that responsibility because my Extra Crispy $20 fill-up from KFC contains 8 pieces of freshly double-breaded extra crispy chicken, 4 biscuits, 2 orders of mashed potatoes, and a side of coleslaw for just $20. That'll feed 'em. KFC, it's extra crispy good.
Pricing and participation may vary. Tax and substitutions extra.
You know, Fred Dry and I have been talking about BlueApron.com, where they send you fresh food right to your house with the recipes and everything. And you've been using this, Fred Dry, and you made dinner for me the other night.
Yes, I did. I had my Blue Apron on, and I noticed you didn't bring your Blue Apron with you, but we put a beach towel around you, and you did quite nicely getting that food shoved in there.
Salmon piccata was delicious, and you got all the fresh ingredients. They give you the recipe with it. It's less than $10 a person. There's so many new recipes. It's flexible. You can customize the recipes. Very easy to do. We were watching TV while you put the meal together.
You can't beat it. There's a knock on the door. They deliver it. You put it in the oven. You cook it and put it in your favorite type pie tins. And you're sitting there in front of the TV. The next thing you know, you're falling asleep.
Blue Apron has a freshness guarantee for you. Here's the best part. You get your first 3 meals free with free shipping. You go to BlueApron.com, put in the keyword dryer. That's Blue Apron, BlueApron.com/dryer, DRYER. Back here in the Sports Lounge, I'm Michael Horn with the one and only Fred Dryer. So in some baseball news now, it looks like Jeb Bush, the Bush family, getting back into ownership of sports because Derek Jeter and Jeb Bush have teamed up to buy the Miami Marlins. What a business partnership that's going on. Business. Got to get some good business. And Derek Jeter, Jeb Bush buying the Miami Marlins. They won the auction for the team with a bid of $1.3 billion. Gee, that's as much as he spent on his campaign.
Well, it only costs $158 million.
That's
what he paid for it.
Yeah.
So he made a lot of money.
So they beat out one of Mitt Romney's sons, Tag Romney, and his partner, former pitcher Tom Glavine, formerly Atlanta Braves pitcher.
Yeah, well, good thing we didn't sell it to him.
Yeah. Jared Kushner's brother and brother-in-law were close to buying the team. So you think they're going to keep the players on the team? You think
why didn't we put a bid in? Why didn't we put a bid in?
Fred and Mike, we could have at least put a bid in, don't you think?
You know how much better we would be as an owner?
Think of some of the great nights you would have there. You know, Kiss Cam night, right?
We would have a game show. We have a game show weekend.
What do we do?
With a baseball game attached to it.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah, we do a quiz show and then have a baseball.
A cooking show from home plate.
We'll be back with tonight's cooking show. And think of the good food we could serve there, too. You would bring new items of health there. You would have the salmon burger. Would be just delicious. Gluten-free.
No, I would go spun cotton candy.
You would go cotton candy?
Yeah, I'd go cotton candy with a Coca-Cola back.
Yep.
And the hot dogs, fries. I'd give every piece of junk I could imagine.
What kind of burger would you concoct?
Just a big whopping burger with cheese and an omelet on it.
So
have you seen the commercial with the hamburger and they've got fried eggs on it?
They've got like a new breakfast burger. To make anything breakfast, you just throw an egg on it. So Uncle Louie was in the kitchen the other day when I lost an egg in Atlanta.
Anything
Uncle
fried.
Louie for breakfast.
Anything fried.
It was really something. So yeah, but anyway, so the it looks like that maybe Miami will turn around or something.
No,
I just wonder
won't.
if Mattingly's going to be there.
Yeah, well,
Anyway, there are a lot of the Jeffrey Loria bought the Marlins back in 2002. It was $158 million is what he paid then. And these guys got an auction bid of $1.3 B with a billion.
It's 14 years. They had 14 years, and they made that much of a markup.
Yeah, really something, isn't it?
Well, I'm outraged, and that's where it is. And here's the other thing: how long do you think the value of these teams is going to appreciate when you've got people like ESPN in deep trouble? The television packages, the people who are signed on to cable, cable. People are transferring. They're going to different forms of delivery system for their sports, and how long do you think the teams are going to appreciate at this ridiculous rate when you've got the delivery systems like ESPN, which is a.
But they're letting people go with ESPN.
This is the same way with football, basketball. This is ESPN.
ESPN has let about 100 people go that were either reporters at the games or hosts on radio or TV or whatever, and they've cut people back.
Yeah, they're just starting out on this deal. By the way, I'll never forget. I went to see Doug Krikorian and Joe McDonald.
Big Joe McDonald.
Years ago, I was on their show here in L.A. on ABC Radio here in L.A., and they brought me in for a week, to be...
For a week you were on?
Yeah, I was in every day for a couple of, shows. Anyway, but they told me, he said, we're going to be fired. They're going to get rid of us, and they're going to turn the entire thing over to Channel 7, ABC. The
TV guys are going to come
on. The network. The national ESPN network is coming into the local markets, getting rid of local people and putting in national people.
Correct.
And they destroyed sports talk radio.
See, I believe you're right. I think sports talk is very local. People want to talk about their local team, and when you get the national host there, here we are, national host, talking about this, it just is a problem. But we don't talk about the everyday stuff. If you're going to do a national show, you need to talk about the politics of sports and the generality of it, not about whether Joe Pignatano is batting 258. And by the way, he's brought that average up.
Well, look, the truth of all of this is that ESPN came in, bought everybody out, brought in all of these big gun, all these announcers from around the world. Now I'm going into the LA market to do sports because the people back east love me, and now I'm being transferred. So they bring them out here and they kill local sports. They kill the enthusiasm to turn on Joe McDonald and Doug Krikorian. Doug lives in Long Beach, and people calling from Long Beach.
This
they
was a Los Angeles-based show.
And they killed local radio, high school, junior college, SC, UCLA, all the local stuff. They could still talk about the pro sports around here, but not from a local standpoint. And they murdered all of it. Now you get these national stories. I don't care about the national stories. I'll read a newspaper or something, but I want to know what the Raiders are doing, and I want to know what the Rams are doing. I want to understand what's happening in my area, and they destroyed that. They destroyed the infrastructure of talk sports radio.
Ladies and gentlemen, Fred Dreyer. Couldn't have said it better myself, but you can email Fred at freddryer@crntalk.com and give us your comments about that. Agree, disagree? We'd love to hear from you. Fred Dreyer, D-R-Y-E-R, F-R-E-D is your Fred, D-R-Y-E-R, at crntalk.com. Competition Radio Network, CRN, talk, T-A-L-K.com. He'll get that. Follow him on Facebook.com/The Real Fred Dreyer, and Twitter, Fred_Dreyer. That'll get all the information out to him.
CRN listeners, when you come to Southern California, stop by a great restaurant, the Dresden Restaurant at 1760 North Vermont Avenue in Hollywood. Enjoy great entertainment, like the music of the legendary Marty and Elaine at the world-famous Dresden Restaurant. The Dresden was a location for the making of the movie Swingers. Now you can swing with stars Marty and Elaine. Plus, enjoy great food, too, like French onion soup, artichoke hearts, and many other great appetizers. Seafood, there's salmon, shrimp scampi, New Zealand orange roughy, halibut, Lake Superior whitefish, and specialties like veal, marsala, piccata, and parmigiana. Plus, we've got a great roast rack of lamb, chicken piccata, and cordon bleu, and pasta dishes, too. Steaks, filet, New York, Chateaubriand for two. Much more, too, including pork chops, prime rib of beef, and an incredibly extra large cut of prime rib. It's the Dresden Restaurant, open for lunch Monday through Saturday and dinner Monday through Sunday. Check us out at 1760 North Vermont Avenue or call 323-665-4294.
What are you going to do with your old car? You can try selling it, you could junk it, or you could donate it to Heritage for the Blind. Your car will be towed away for free, and your donation is tax deductible. Just call 1-800-785-9618. Heritage for the Blind accepts cars, vans, trucks, and boats. It doesn't matter if your vehicle runs or not. It will be towed away for free, and you'll be supporting those that need help. Heritage for the Blind is a nonprofit organization that helps the visually impaired live fuller lives. Call right now to donate your car, and as a special thank you for calling, you'll receive a free 3-day vacation voucher to many exciting locations. Call Heritage for the Blind right now, 1-800-785-9618. Donating is easy, and your vehicle is towed away for free. Plus, you'll get a free vacation voucher. Call now, 1-800-785-9618. That's 1-800-785-9618.
Hey there! Did you know that with a bachelor's degree, on average, you could make almost twice as much over a lifetime than a person with just a high school diploma? It's true. According to the 2012 U.S. Census Bureau, college grads with a bachelor's degree make almost twice as much as high school grads. Now, going back to school is easier than ever at Independence University. Log on and complete coursework from the park, or the beach, or even your couch watching the kids. And Independence University gives you the tools, a free tablet and laptop for undergrad students to use and keep when they graduate. That's right, get a laptop so you can go to college from anywhere. Take the first step to a new career in business, information technology, healthcare, or graphic arts. Call to find the online degree program that's right for you, and you could be on your way to increasing your earning potential.
800-989-1361. 800-989-1361. That's 800-989-1361.
Back in the Sports Lounge, Michael Horn, Fred Dreyer, coming your way here. This radio station at this time each and every week here. So the Raiders, soon to be the Las Vegas Raiders, I believe, they have acquired Marshawn Lynch. They did a trade with the Seahawks. What do you think of that one?
I don't think much of it. I think that he's been out of sports for a while. He needed money, and the Raiders picked him up.
He's going to be playing for his hometown team.
He's going to make. He's going to be an incentive guy. He's going to make $2 million if he runs for 1,000 yards, and that's fine. And that's, believe me, you know something. I found a way of fixing all of this problem you have with overpaying players.
Well, how do you fix it?
Just simply this.
How would you come up with?
The National Football League, as an organization, should make a sound bite. Get all the owners, bring them in front of the cameras, and just simply say, we are no longer in the multi-contract business. We're going to go on a year-to-year basis.
I like that.
We're going to go on a year-to-year basis, and we'll pay you $20 million, but if you don't live up to it, you're not getting another contract from us. It's a one-year deal. You can either sign with us or go someplace else. So every year, at the end of every year, it's a mad scramble. Who wants to go where? And what you'll find out is that you'll find that there's a lot of players who will now start to reevaluate where they want to live. Okay, I'm from LA. I went to UCLA. I want to play for the Chargers or the Rams or the 49ers. I want to stay close to home. So therefore, I'm going to sign a one-year contract with the Rams, and I'm going to play my ass off. And then I'm going to earn another year here. So there's the contract money that you sign for is guaranteed. You sign up for a 1 year, and you get that money guaranteed, right?
I think that's fair. You got to
play.
And then at the
end of that contract, at the end of that season, you got to sign another contract with that team or some other team.
You could make more if you had a great year. You could make less if you stunk.
Yeah.
Also, we failed to mention, we should mention this week that for you auto racing fans, one of the probably the most popular sport in the land, Dale Earnhardt Jr. has decided to retire after this race season. So he went on and soldiered on into the racing sport after his father died in an accident. And Dale Earnhardt has had several serious accidents, and so he decided to retire. I think he got married here recently, probably thinking he says, I wanted to honor my commitment to owner Rick Hendrick, to my sponsors, to my team, to the fans. Every driver thinks about retirement and what they think that looks like for them. I wasn't thinking about it too much until the last couple of years. Once I realized how delicate things are, it's something I had to start thinking about quite seriously. So he's 42. He's had 26 wins, 603 starts. Really going to be a Hall of Fame career, likely for him on that. And he says, to say I'm not going to be here one day is difficult because we all wish we could be here forever. I've accomplished way more than I dreamed, way more than I ever thought I would accomplish, so I'm good on that front.
Well, God bless him, and good for him, good for his family. He's had enough concussions. He doesn't need any more. He's 42. Move on, buddy.
You got a family, you start thinking about that kind of stuff as you get up there.
Well,
right?
you start, when you go to a restaurant to order, your morning omelet, and you can't remember
anything with an egg on it is breakfast.
You can't remember anything. You got a problem.
I'm going to take you out for breakfast. We're going to have salmon with an egg for dinner. How about that?
That sounds splendid.
Doesn't that sound good? Don't forget, follow Fred Dreyer on Twitter, Fred_Dreyer, D-R-Y-E-R. Facebook.com/The Real Fred Dreyer. And please, by all means, email us. We get a lot of good emails. People give us thoughts and questions, topics they want us to cover. Just email Fred Dreyer, F-R-E-D-D-R-Y-E-R, at crntalk.com. Fred Dreyer at crntalk.com.
CRN Digital Talk Radio prides itself on being the station of every situation. And you can listen to us on nearly any platform and device. Download to your iPhone, Android, and BlackBerry episodes of What's Cookin'. And take Master Sommelier Michael Jordan with you to the wine shop so he can help you pick out that perfect bottle of wine. Stream episodes of the Sonoma Wine Report through our CRN app, TuneIn Radio, Nobex, Stitcher, UTunes, or AHA Radio, and start planning that unforgettable weekend in the wine country. They're in your corner on iHeartRadio, iTunes, and many other apps. And of course, you can always listen live through your local cable TV provider, as well as on our website at crntalk.com. For more information on where to listen to these great shows, along with many others, log on to crntalk.com and create your own listening experience today.
The radio channels. The radio channels. CRN.
Breaking news this hour from townhall.com. I'm Keith Peters. President Trump marks 100 days in office this week. Here's White House correspondent Greg Clugston with the first in his four-part series.
The president dismisses the 100-day scorecard as ridiculous, but the symbolic marker sheds some light on the accomplishments and challenges of the Trump administration.
We feel very proud of what we've been able to accomplish.
White House Press Secretary Sean Spicer.
When you look at the totality of what we've accomplished, it is unbelievable what he has been able to do.
Spicer points to the cutting of regulations, the successful nomination of Judge Neil Gorsuch to the Supreme Court, and higher consumer confidence. However, President Trump has yet to notch victory